Sports, Nooga Radio.
Hey, it's the Cindy's Toy Show. You're listening on AM 1240 and 92.7 FM, Nooga Radio. We are also live streaming on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. We are live streaming on Facebook. Quick wave there. You can catch us on TuneIn Radio, on Shoutcast. We're on 95.3 FM HD4. There's just all kinds of places that you can tune in to Nooga Radio. I am Cindy. I am the host of the show, and it is Cindy's choice to make a positive impact in our community, and I have a great guest to help do that today. We're all about community collaboration, and I do that a lot through gathering businesses that complement each other and have the same target market. We provide them shared marketing management, allowing amazing cost savings with much added value. And my guest today, I'm so happy to have Marco Perez with us with Launch Chattanooga. Hi there, Marco.
Hi, Cindy. Thank you for this opportunity to be on your show.
Oh, no, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to talk to you again. We've visited before, and I've loved hearing about Launch. But first, a quick shout out for Cindy's Choice. A great catering option is Chicken Salad Chick. Marco, have you tried Chicken Salad Chick?
Yeah, we actually had a staff meeting because they'll host you in the back of their restaurant if you have a group, and had a wonderful time together there. So we love the food. We love their service over there.
Awesome. And I'm so proud of Josh Patton. He's opening his third location at the Erlanger Mall. That'll be opening this month. But there's the convenient downtown location with very convenient curbside pickup. You can call ahead. They'll run it right out to your car. And then there's the East Brainerd location over on Gun Barrel. So, and again, great catering options, Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. We thank them for their support, along with Cindy's choice for an awesome business advisor is Nova Advisors. Nova Advisors is a contingency-based business service. They can bring a variety of strategies to reclaim or save business operational costs with no upfront fees. They find the savings first. And that's without requiring you to change vendors or make operational changes. Check them out at novaadvisors.us. That's novaadvisors.us. Okay, Marco, let's jump right in and talk about Launch Chattanooga. But first, I want to find out a little bit about you, Marco.
Thank you. Well, I'm born and raised in Costa Rica, one of the most beautiful countries in the world, in my opinion. You can see mountains, volcanoes, rainforest, cloud forest. You can go to the beaches there. So
I get to see a lot of it because, you know, I'm a hang glider pilot. I'm not active right now, but I shouldn't say gonna on the radio, should I? I'm going to get more active in it again. But I have so many hang gliding friends, and that's beautiful area to fly. Down there. But I have a certain group of friends that they spend their winters, and so all winter I get to see Costa Rica on Facebook, and it is just gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful country.
So moved to the U.S. in 2010 with my family to Austin, Texas, and have been in Chattanooga since 2011. And lived in Austin for a year. We loved it over there, but came here and found great opportunities and great place for our family. So we've been here now for about 6 years.
That's interesting because, I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people relate Austin to Chattanooga.
I think Chattanooga, with its entrepreneurial spirit and its excitement. When I moved here, my first thought when I got involved in some of what was happening in the what we call the entrepreneurial ecosystem of Chattanooga, was that it probably is today, this 6 years ago, but it was probably where Austin may have been 20 years back or 30 years back.
Yes.
With just the opportunity there coming in and the growth coming in. And so it was exciting to be a part of this city in its beginning stages of this booming entrepreneurial growth. Entrepreneurship, I think, has been part of Chattanooga since its founding, and especially since the Coca-Cola bottling company started here and many other logistics companies. And so I always, people know I push back to the thought that entrepreneurship is new in Chattanooga. in what I've studied, this has been an
No.
entrepreneurial city forever. So
We, I shared with you, Stephanie Crow was on the show last week, and we brought that up, that with everything that has started here, I could just do a weekly hour-long show just about the different businesses that have launched out of Chattanooga. I mean, we're very recognized, very significant businesses.
And I always say that, like I once was in a conversation and somebody said, you know, we still haven't had any major home run hitters. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Chattanooga is filled with home run hitters. It's got
my goodness.
Provident Financial used to be, you know, or
Little Debbie,
and
and like you
Debbie,
said, Coca-Cola,
the area, Coca-Cola, Kenco, U.S. Express, Covenant. All these are Chattanooga companies that are national recognized brands.
Covenant Transport.
And,
oh my goodness.
Southern Champion Trade. I mean, we could go on forever. I feel like we're doing a commercial right now for many companies around the city. So I hope you support Cindy's broadcast here. But yeah, it clearly is. It's historically been an entrepreneurial city. It's got a lot of heart, but perhaps what we could talk about with what I noticed when I came in here was a new energy, a new excitement, a way to view entrepreneurship as really a pivotal part of the city. And that reminded me of Austin. I tell people often, when you land in Austin, you've got a business idea all of a sudden. And there's something in the air, there's something in the water. Everybody is trying to come up with something. And I'm excited that I think Chattanooga is heading in that direction, and it's going to be also an exciting. It continues to be. I think it's just been growing in that an exciting city where people want to come in. Now I get to travel some, and people will often tell me, "I love what's happening in Chattanooga. They're reading about it. We're being published about it, and more in this entrepreneurial ecosystem around the country. We're recognized as a leader, and that's just exciting. So I'm glad to be a part of that. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have been able to connect to that world very quickly and help bring to that through launch. When I'll share about that in a bit, but help bring to that what I really believe the city needs to grow in as well. So.
Yeah, I love that because, you know, I've been a serial entrepreneur, which has led me to start a business.
Which is how we met, by the way.
Yes.
And so we met because, you know, you were telling me about your business and how that's growing.
Exactly.
And so that was exciting.
What a perfect place. You know, I didn't understand that coming here, kind of why I was led here, but it makes sense now for me to start a new business that's going to support entrepreneurship. What a better city to be in to help people with this collaboration of people that are already doing that. Yeah. And that's why this show is so much fun, because I love having people like you, other people who just want to help entrepreneurs. Yeah. And I have entrepreneurs and I get their stories, and their stories are important. But that platform is offered a lot. Yeah. I think it's important that I'm like create an extension to that collaboration. There's several groups that work together. You know, Launch is part of a network of like the Small Business Development Center, the Company Lab. There's other players in there too as well. I don't know them all, but I want to be kind of a hub of supporting all of them and making sure that people are aware of all of them, because they're all there to help everyone, but there's a better fit for individuals within one of them.
It's interesting. I just this morning had another meeting and a conversation where that came up. And one thing that I do believe is very unique, and again, because I get to hear other cities and what they're doing, they've also pointed out that this is unique to Chattanooga, is that there are a lot of players, but we play together well. And that's, you know, when you live in a place, you don't really recognize that as being unique or distinct or so on and so forth until you have opportunities to talk to other people. And that came up over and over. But you guys seem to play together well, and we do. Every one of those organizations you mentioned, in addition to that, the Urban League, then we got the City of Chattanooga and the Office of Multicultural Affairs, Office of Economic Development, so many different organizations and players in this field, the Edney Building, the Enterprise Center, you know, and obviously a lot have been left out, and I apologize for that, but, you know, on the radio, you forget so many things, but
I have my notes.
while you're live, but all of us, you know, we interact, we intersect, we all are busy with what we do, focusing on our target markets, on our target audience, on who we're intended to focus on. And yet, when we intersect, it's a joy to intersect with them. And I can say that without hesitation. And like I said, when I speak to the people in those other cities that are doing similar work, they'll tell me that's not happening in our city.
Right.
We don't mix with the chamber, or we don't mix with these guys, or we don't mix. And I said, well, you should come to Chattanooga and see it play out like it should play out, I think, everywhere else.
We can do so much more
Yes,
together.
absolutely.
And that is a core issue with Cindy's Choice. It's we're put here for relationship with God, and relationship with each other. But you really hit on something there about playing together well. And then earlier in our conversation, before we came on the air, you were mentioning kind of about coaching people to get involved. Yeah. And that is exactly where I've recognized, because I get out there and get involved. I recognize all the people that, just like you mentioned, are so focused on production and running their business that they just can't get away. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm trying to do, is be a bridge for those businesses that so need mm-hmm. the advice and the guidance and encouragement they can get through organizations like Launch. Mm-hmm. But they can't stop. They're
doing their work. Everyone's busy, and
I'm trying to sometimes be that bridge, and then sometimes create that bridge to help them benefit from those resources that it is not necessarily they don't know they're there. They just can't even fathom the thought of stopping to go focus on something else, which is a very typical kind of entrepreneurial personality as well. But that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, so let me share two things on that. One, what we do as Launch, which is we focus on micro business entrepreneurship, specifically in communities that we feel are underrepresented in the ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Not unrepresented, but certainly could increase their representation. So specifically, we look at minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses that are being born out of low-wealth communities, and we try to highlight those and bring them into the community. We also focus, and I think this makes us unique, we focus on supplemental income businesses. We understand that for a lot of people these days, their day job, their salaried job, is not going to be sufficient to increase their personal economy, and so they need to have a side business or a side hustle, as it's often referred to. And we understand that, and we focus that. Part of it is, I tell people all the time, Chattanooga, as I expressed earlier, people are looking for home run hitters. And my argument is that in order to get home run hitters, you teach everybody to bat. And out of that, people will rise to the top. Some will really take to the game. They'll appreciate the game. They'll love the game. And they'll rise to the top. They'll practice. They'll work hard. They'll make it. And other people will just enjoy playing the game. And other people will say, that game's not for me. I'm gonna do something else. And all of that to me is valuable. And we as Launch, our focus is to help people and train people and equip people to know how entrepreneurship works, to make wise decisions in entrepreneurship, to increase their opportunity and their business, and just reach as much success. And as you were expressing it, as you and I talked one time about your business and what you're doing, it's that similarity. It's I tell our micro business, and micro business is not a diminutive term, by the way.
Yes, I was going to ask you to elaborate more on micro business.
It's an official designation. So if you know the term small business, which everybody uses, the Small Business Administration considers a small business any business with, I think it's under $100 million of revenue. And so we tell people, most of us don't function in that realm of small, right? We're much more, our terms of small is I run my own business out of my house or out of a small office or retail store. I have 3 to 5 employees. So the term micro officially is a business that has under 5 employees, or 5 or under employees, and that's our focus. Our focus, if you're going to be a large scale, large growth, you need $20 million of investment. It's not that we can't be part of your initial conversation, but we will probably partner with one of these organizations that I mentioned, or that you mentioned, and encourage you to seek other resources and other support. We really love to focus on those that are just starting their own business from scratch, getting off the ground. They might have large scale, large growth, large impact opportunities, and we'll again partner with others as we highlight them. But we're happy to work with the person who just has a supplemental income business, and they sell something on the weekends out of their house. And I personally, and maybe like to me, that's my passion. I love working with those business owners.
That's why that's who I want to. I want to help people just understand there is something you can do. And statistically, most of my adult life, I've heard that 10% of the population are entrepreneurial, and that has always just really boggled my brain. Well, that's creeping up.
Oh, it has to. It's being forced to.
Percent. But there are really, closer to 50% that want to be and are capable to. And they just need a little guidance of understanding that there are lots of things you can do. Start with what you do know how to do. And if you do want to go to that next level, that's where Cindy's Choice wants to come in. Because if I can, I want to group these underrepresented, a lot of syllables, groups. Like, I can group women-owned businesses. I can group veteran-owned businesses. I can group, different minority-owned businesses or disabled businesses. And then I can provide shared marketing for that group.
Yeah.
But if they're wanting, to grow beyond, because it's not that difficult to really get something busy enough just to keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
But if they are wanting to add employees and grow like that, that's where
Cindy's just Choice. Even increase their sales. And so I often say, we don't push people to go beyond the supplemental income. I'm not going to lie. I get excited when somebody's side business is enough now to sustain them and help them grow. But if what it is it's just something else you do, I want to help you grow that to its full potential. And we at Launch focus on that. Let me add my little commercial there. Launch's classes begin September 11th and September 12th. We teach downtown from 6 to 9 for 10 weeks. We teach a class for entrepreneurship, and then we teach at Eastgate Mall in Brainerd on Tuesdays from 5:30 to 8:30, also for 10 weeks, an entrepreneurship class there. And so we welcome people to look us up, and I'll say our information. I'm sure we'll say it again afterwards, but you can go to our website at www.launchchattanooga.org. or call us up at 423-523-9307. So I repeat, www.launchchattanooga.org and 423-523-9307. So we'll start our classes. They only cost $100. Clearly, that's to cover the materials. We're blessed that being an entrepreneurial city and having so much entrepreneurship happen, we've had a lot of support from foundations and organizations in Chattanooga.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So are there like scholarship opportunities or anything?
Well, we try to encourage everybody to pay the $100. And part of the reason is if you're going to get your business off the ground, you need to do it. If a person can't, we'll work with them.
I think that's important because about value.
Yeah.
And you want people to value this experience and realize there is great value there.
Yeah.
So I think with that shows a degree of commitment.
Well,
that's going to help them commit. Yeah, exactly. So I really like that.
And so we do that. And then we tell people the beginning of our work is just those 10 weeks is just kind of to say, okay, you're serious and you're interested. But the work of Launch is an ongoing coaching and support work for, I tell people, 2 to 3 years. We've yet to ever cut anybody off. We're always there. We're there to support you. Even, like when we met, even if you're not in Launch, I get paid to talk to people about their businesses, and there's nothing more exciting in the world than to sit with people and say, hey, let's talk about your business and how we can help you think through it and grow and expand and where you need to look at your markets. One thing I was going to say, which goes with your own business, Cindy, which is the fact that I tell our micro business entrepreneurs, you've got to understand you're not each other's competitors. And that's one of the mistakes they make all the time is they think, well, I can't work with so-and-so because they're my competition. I said, your competition are the big dogs. If you're in retail, they're the Walmarts, the Targets, name them.
Yes.
That's your competition. They have margins because they can purchase things at rates you can't purchase them. If you're in food, don't think of your small business competitor or micro business competitor as a competitor. It's the large chains. You're not going to compete against the large chains on your own.
You so get it. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I can get, large corporations, they can share marketing representation. Take, a big hotel system, take a Marriott. They can have one marketing representative that can market a whole regional group of Marriotts. Mm-hmm. So that's a very, that's what I'm trying to do. It's just
finances.
If businesses complement each other and they have the same target market, then one person can get out and promote that group. And there's no better marketing than relationship marketing. Yeah. Absolutely nothing beats it. I'm here on an advertising platform that is very beneficial to me, but it amplifies the relationships that I've already established by getting out there, creating awareness, earning the trust and the respect of the community, and then amplifying that with advertising is how you grow your business. But these smaller businesses, I've done it. I built a construction business in Houston, Texas, very reputable, strictly by reputation. Word of mouth. And I stayed very busy and kept crews very busy. If that's your goal, then you relationships are everything. And that's a lot what these types of organizations launch.
And it's exactly what you were saying.
It's a network.
Some of those companies, they're so busy. They're so much in the weeds. They've got so many operational things they're dealing with that the marketing part of it is often left as something I know I've got to do one day. And it's unfortunately because sometimes that day catches up to them. And they hadn't done the pre-work, and now they're trying to find new markets. So I love your business. I think your business idea is phenomenal, where you serve as that business development agent for multiple small businesses so they can focus on their strengths, and you focus on your strength of building networks and markets. Yet
it's shared costs, so it's very affordable, but there's a whole lot of added value, and that's what doing it together does. People are familiar with what they call merchant associations. But the thing is you've got to have a board. You still got to put your time in. Somebody's going to manage that. And that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of becoming a merchant association, but you can still keep focusing on your business. You don't have to stop and get involved with that association. So there's so many different ways that it can be defined that way. But we've got about a minute left, Marco, and this has been way too much fun. You're going to have to be on my regular rotation because I love sharing that we both have the same passion to help businesses. And that's what this is fun. This is really fun to have you on like this.
Thank you again for having me. And again, a shout out to Stephanie Croce. Yes. I think it's because of her that you invited me. Now we've met and you mentioned it, but she brought it up again.
Yeah, she reminded me. That's why I gave you. I was like, I was going to call him. Yeah. No, you've been on my radar for a while, so that worked out perfectly. And again, it's a collaboration where we all have the same heart. Throw your info out there one more time, Marco.
Okay, so please, we start September 11th, September 12th. You can choose one of the evenings. It's www.launchchattanooga.org. Look up there for Business Academy, and then you can register through there. And our phone number is 423-523-9307. So please give us a call.
Wonderful. You guys call Marco and hang with us. We're going to take a short break, but please come back. I'm going to be interviewing a very dynamic entrepreneur, and that Sabatino Cupelli will be joining us after the show, the owner of Nooga Radio.
The Tennessee Valley's news, talk, and sports leader. Nooga Radio, AM 1240 and 92.7 FM.
If you've suffered a personal injury or a loved one